Hi everybody, it's last video for this Friday, and I saved the prettiest one for last. I think I love Toile, so I mean this is like right up my alley. It's the red Toile, and it's got geez, I go blank entirely too much, and I did get another cup of coffee. It's got part of a doily here. It was a really big doily, and I put it on over and just kept going with it. And there's the back. I used a sari silk closure. Look at that. Isn't that yummy? I just could not cover it up. So let's measure. It is 6 by 4 3/4, and it's a chunky monkey. It's got a 1 3/4 inch spine. Look at that. Yummy. And I love how all this stuff just sticks up. And it does it on this side too. The papers and the sari silk, all the yumminess inside. And I'm going to open her up. And over here, I like I said, I just couldn't bring myself to cover it up. It's so pretty. I did a toile. I did a muslin background, and then came over it with a toile pocket that I sewed and sewed and sewed. And I stuffed it with a big card and a little card. That's got some burlap. It's been embossed. Place for writing on the back. That's part of a doily there. Okay, little dude. I just love that toile. Over here is a really nice, pretty image and some stitching with some coffee dyed. I use coffee mainly. I very rarely use tea because it's got a yellow-orange cast to it, and I just think the coffee makes it look much more aged. I had somebody ask me about that today, and it was Belinda. Hi, Belinda. And so I mean, that's normally what I use. And inks. Over here is some sari silk, piece of ephemera here, and I let the stitching come through on the other side. A mother and daughter with flowers, and I used part of that encyclopedia book for the background of a lot of these pages. This is a pocket with some doilies. That's a piece of lace there, with a silk flower and a pearl and a big card on the inside. And I tore it to make it look like, you know, part of the age thing, and then I glued it back together. And that's a real stamp there. More ephemera. And more from ephemera. Line coffee. Yummy yum. Another toile pocket with some sari silk, and I put 2 cards in here. I'm all turned around today. Come back here. And then we got some stitching going down the side here. A little collage with the sari silk and a pretty lady. Part of a white doily. Look at that contrast. And that's seam binding that's been coffee dyed. Pretty lady. Some stamped images here. More of the book page. Some sari silk and a doily. Some real pretty card with a paper doily and a book page and a pretty seam binding bow. And that's the paper is like crumpled, worn. With a real pretty pocket. That's a beehive, old-timey beehive. I love this paper because you can see through to the other side. It's just neat. Another collage here. Part of that encyclopedia page with the tuck spot. You could even write here if you wanted to with one of these letter thingies. Big place to write there. And you could also journal back here. Pretty image with some pretty stitching. Piece of sari silk. That was the natural knot in the sari silk, so I just left it and sewed up to it. I thought it was cute. Some lace here with a lace flower thingy. Are y'all tired of hearing me say thingy? Probably so, but you know, I can't help myself. Another doily and a flower and some seam binding and some sari silk with the stitching. Ephemera. This is another type of that paper, but it's a brown paper, and I did the stamping on it, but it comes through. More ephemera. Pretty pictures. Stitching from the other side here. Little pocket, Tiffany and Company, and some seam binding with a piece of fabric you don't need. 2 journaling cards. Yep, we want you in the front so we can see. Must see everything. Another pretty toile pocket, and I stitched really heavily around these toile pockets. And I figured, you know, this is a house and this is a house, so it kind of goes together. More images. Lots of writing room in this journal, and yet it is loaded. It's just neat. Just neat. Neato. Look at him. Cracks me up. And that's embossed. I embossed this pocket. It's a nice heavy pocket. Another collage going on here with part of the book page and some sari silk. Over here is a little flip up. Look at that. That's gorgeous coffee dyed paper right there. And I love this fabric. And I inked it to make it look dirty. Piece of music paper, just for pretty. Although if it were me, I would be writing in all the available spaces. That's what I do. Little tag here. Sari silk. More ephemera. Little pocket, double pocket here with 2 cute little mini cards. Isn't that adorable? So this is why I don't like even throwing out the smallest piece. That's probably the smallest piece I'll keep. But I have a little tubby for these too. And, you know, because, I mean, you can use them. And they look cute. A pretty flower, lace flower on that one. Cute, cute, cute. Piece of ephemera here. A rose, some fabric, and the sari silk with the leaf stitching. Little tuck spot here with a postcard. Little birdie on the back. Little chickadee. Another toile pocket with the sari silk. And this is one of the letter things that I did in white this time. Yep. Close it up, Wendy. Close it up. There we go. And some stitching going down the side. 2 pretty ladies. I think it says Success, Melba and Hazel. There you go. Melba and Hazel. A little tag pocket, and I left the top one blank if you wanted to write something on it. And stuck in a little journaling card. And it's got some stitching. It's kind of a camel color stitching that I used with the sari silk. I wanted it to stand out, but I didn't want it to like overpower because I knew how big this book was going to get. There's some more music paper. Some ladies. Nice pages for journaling. piece of ephemera here. Isn't that pretty? I think that's one of my favorite cards to write on. Over here is another one of the Toile pockets with a postcard and a postcard card. And then this is from that hymnal that I have. I can't remember when that hymnal was written, but I think it was like 1907. It was the early 1900s. That much I do remember. More stitching. This opens up here. Little decorated card. It's got part of a doily and some lace and part of a book page with a pretty lady. And 2 unstuffed pockets. Well, there you go. Okay, I'm not going to tie this back, so I will remember to stuff that, but it will have several cards in there. This is a lace belly band with a little part of a doily down here on a tag. And it's just a tag little book that opens up. Love that leaf design by these images. I think it looks so pretty. Little pocket here with a doily and a pretty lady and 2 cards on the inside with the sari silk and the stitching. Vintage Images is one of my favorites because it's got the horse and carriage and then it's got little cars in the background. Excuse me. So that's, you know, that tells you that it's a good hint of the time period. Another pocket here with some fabric and some unidentified fabric. Y'all know what these are. They are my favorite things of late. It's funny how we get hooked on things. Especially food. Lately I've been addicted to olives. I don't know why, but I just can't seem to get enough olives. Which is probably not healthy, but you know, at my age I don't care. Sorry, silk and some stitching. And then this is another little pocket. You can see the muslin and then the pocket itself. If I can get my little fat hand in here. It's got a little booklet with all different kinds of fabrics and scrapbook pages, fabrics, papers, paper clip, safety pin, paper, fabric. I seem to have an issue. But that's okay. That's just me. Just all different kinds of yumminess to write on. Lace on the back. And there's the back again. And it's kind of, it's a hard cover, but it's kind of soft at the same time. It's different. But I like it. You know, I like those ones that fit in your hands really good. And there's the spine. And there's the front. And this is the last video for this Friday. So I hope to see y'all next week on my next videos. Bye-bye, y'all.